Welcome back to all our Auburn recruiting and transfer portal junkies. We are back with another video for an edition in the transfer portal 2025 for Auburn football. On the offensive side of the ball, it's an offensive lineman, so get excited, folks. We're going to give you the quick facts and what it means for him, for Auburn football, coming up in this video. But we first want to welcome you coming back to E2C Network, where we share the Auburn experience. Make sure that you're subscribing or following on whichever platform you're on. And please do smash that like button if you enjoy this type of content. We are talking about the 8th commitment and signee so far in the 2025 class, the transfer portal class for Auburn football. On the offensive side of the ball, an offensive lineman and possibly what looks likely to be an offensive tackle. His name, Mason Murphy of the Southern Cal Trojans, is coming to play for the Tigers, seemingly maybe to take over that right tackle position. This guy has been there for quite some time, now being listed as a redshirt junior over on Southern Cal's website. He's listed currently roughly, we'll just do approximates here, in the 315-pound range, 6'5". So you make your own assumptions about where he fits into, but we can just talk about his experience and what that looked like over at Southern Cal. If you look at that, you're going to see that he redshirted in his first year. Finally found some playing time the next year, started getting a few more starts, played a little bit at left tackle, but it started being the trajectory of where he was going to play at right tackle, eventually where he ended up being the longtime starter for them. Now, in his final year of eligibility, one more comes spin with Auburn, and obviously that'll be a highly coveted year, but a year that could help Auburn transition over into its offensive lineman and the young talent that it has here currently. We'll certainly talk about that a little bit in the video as well. So obviously a guy that may be able to insert as a start. The really big thing to me is what sticks out is his experience. It's going to come in here and be able to insert and play right away, whether he starts or not, play significant minutes, because certainly there's some spaces that need to be filled in that regard. Now, when we look at offensive linemen, obviously it is tough to get really hardcore stats about there. Some of the only stats that you can really point to here are what his trajectory was, some things that we've already talked about. What I like to look at is how the offense did for Southern Cal. So let's take a peek at that real quick. This is from ESPN. You can freeze frame if you'd like and take a longer look at some of these things. We'll point out a few of the things to you. What the offense was able to do, thus the offensive line was able to protect them to be able to accomplish. Net passing yards per game, 291.7. Net rushing yards per game, 148.7. So certainly a little bit more pass happy, which is what Auburn has been. So that probably bodes well for a fit type of thing. You got sacks that were allowed, not necessarily all by him, but just gives you a perspective of how well they were or weren't able to protect the quarterback at USC. 14 allowed sacks for 92 yards lost on the year. So that gives you a perspective of some stats, what he looks like, the measurables, the storylines around this particular one. Let's talk about what it means for Auburn football. And in the transfer portal class, this was the 8th overall, the second offensive lineman that was brought in. That other one being Xavier Chaplin. We've done a video about him. You should go check that out as well. And obviously, I believe my numbers are correct. 6 so far on the offensive side of the ball for the 2025 transfer portal class. So the big question after this point is, what does it mean for his playing time? We sort of addressed that already. He has worked his way at USC to being a starter at the right tackle position. Xavier Chaplin, who came into this transfer portal class, started at left tackle for Virginia Tech. So you might be able to make that logical progression that it seems like he's being brought in to start right away opposite of our other offensive linemen in this class. Now you've got to factor in who's currently here at Auburn, who's going to be coming up from the younger ranks. There's several names that have been out there that we've seen play a lot last year that may end up beating him out. But certainly, at the very least, this is a guy that can play a lot and be relied upon to play well and has the experience to back all of that up. So, but right now, I think it's fair to say he might be coming in to start. We'll just make that a leap of assumptions right now. What does this mean for the class for the rest of the time, especially at the offensive line side of things? Frankly, it doesn't feel like we're ever done yet. Offensive tackle, you got a left and a right now in terms of transfer portal, so it seems like you might be kind of filled up there, but certainly there's some other options up there, and there's some decisions to be made in the transfer portal as far as leaving, if anybody's going to do that for Auburn football. Still, we'll wait and see, but I got a feeling we're not done on the offensive line, nor for the offense nor for the Auburn transfer portal. Let us know your thoughts about Mason Murphy down in the comments section below, and welcome him to the Auburn family. We thank you for being here and hanging out with us to talk about the Auburn experience. Till we talk to you again. War Eagle.